All right, so let's talk about one of the biggest debates in trading, order flow versus technical analysis. So you've probably heard people say indicators useless, price action is king, or on the other side, order flow is too complicated. So the question is, what actually works? In this video, I'll break down everything you need, what technical analysis is, what order flow actually shows you, the pros and cons of both, and most importantly, which one should you actually be using. So to kick things off, let's start with technical analysis. So this is actually where most traders begin. At its core, it's just reading price charts, like support and resistance, trend lines, and indicators like moving averages, so the RSI and the MACD indicators. All right, now, so looking at this here, so first thing we've got, you'll notice is how clean everything looks. So you've got clear levels, support and resistance right here. So support and resistance. So it's a peak, another peak, another peak, another peak, a low, and another low, and another low. You kind of get the point. So now, if you look at this breakout, most people enter right here after the move has already started. And that's the key thing. Technical analysis is reacting to what price actually did. And now it's the same thing with indicators. You get the moving average crossover, as you can see here. But the move is already happening. So the RSI divergence can work, but again, it's based on past data. So technical analysis is great for structure, but it doesn't tell you what's actually happening right now inside of the market. So now let's talk about order flow. This is where things get a little bit more interesting. So order flow is actually about seeing what's happening behind the chart. So instead of just candles, you're looking at real buy and sell orders, liquidity, and market activity in real time. So now this looks very, very different. I know it looks messy, numbers, colors, volume, but this is actually the real activity inside of the market. So on a footprint chart like this, you're seeing buyers and sellers fighting at each price level. So instead of just seeing a candle, what you actually see is a strong move that actually happens, inside. So it's like a very zoomed in version of what's actually happening. So if we look at the DOM, this actually shows the pending orders where people actually want to buy and sell. So that right there is the liquidity, and that's where the price tends to react. And as for the volume profile, this shows where most trading happened, where the market finds the volume. So if you want to pause the video and just check that picture out, feel free to do so. So pretty much in simple terms, order flow shows intent. So let's break this down simply. So first thing is timing. So technical analysis is delayed, whereas order flow is real time. So order flow lets you react as things happen. And then as for the information, technical analysis shows price, whereas order flow shows why price moves. And then finally, the complexity. So technical analysis is easy to learn, whereas order flow is harder and takes more time. So most traders don't fail with order flow because it doesn't work. They fail because they jump into it too early. So the question is, what actually works? And the answer is both, but not in the way that people think. The mistake is treating them like competitors, when in reality, they work best together. So this is where things start to click. You mark a level, support or resistance, but instead of blindly entering, you wait. Let's say price breaks above. Most traders enter immediately, but with order flow, you can check, are buyers actually in control? So if strong buying comes in, that breakout is real. But if sellers are absorbing everything, that's a fake breakout. And this is where most traders lose money. They're trading the pattern, not activity behind it. So this is what gives you precision, not just knowing where price might react, but knowing if it actually will. So this is an order flow pattern. So what you see is the pattern behind the cumulative delta, and you can see how it correlates between the two. So now let me be real. Order flow is important, but it's not magic. And if you understand market structure, risk management, and psychology, it won't save you. And technical analysis it's not wrong. It's just incomplete on its own. So the key takeaway is that technical analysis gives you the map, while order flow shows you the live traffic. So ideally, you need both. And if you're a beginner, start with the technical analysis. And if you're more advanced, add order flow for precision. So traders who win aren't picking sides. They understand the market from multiple angles. And if you want, I can actually break down how to learn the flow step by step or combine the both into a full strategy. Just let me know in the comments below. Make sure you check out the link in the description below where you'll find Evedex, the decentralized exchange that I use for my personal and daily trading. As always, drop a like and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to speed with the latest videos. We've got a very important video planned as tonight we have that deadline for Trump coming down to his 10-day deadline with Iran. So make sure you stay tuned for that. As always, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.